Mulaney, Salma Hayek, and more. Fraction 2. Next Wednesday on FX on Hulu, the debut of the new series based on the 1997 movie, The Full Monty. Next Thursday on Hulu, the season 6 premiere of the animated series Dragons: The Nine Realms, as well as the Hulu original movie thriller Jagged Mind. Next Friday on Hulu, it's the original movie Chevalier, based on the true story of composer Joseph Bologna, starring Kelvin Harrison Jr. And also next Friday on Starz, the 7th season premiere of Outlander. Next Thursday on Paramount Plus, it's the 2nd season debut of Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Next Thursday on AMC Plus, it's the premiere of the new Walking Dead spinoff, The Walking Dead: Dead City, starring Lauren Cohan and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. And next Sunday on HBO, the 3rd season premiere of the comedy The Righteous Gemstones.
And that's new to view on iHeartRadio. Happy binging.
For millions of children, childhood is little more than trips to the doctor, weeks in bed, and missed play dates, missed everything. They suffer from PI, primary immunodeficiency, a defect of the immune system that causes children to be sick over and over again. Identifying patterns in your child's health problems could lead to early detection of PI, which can lead to something else, a normal life for your child and you. The Jeffrey Modell Foundation. Visit us at info4pi.org or call 866-INFO4PI.
For those fortunate enough to help the person who has always been their hero, find the care guides you need to help at aarp.org/caregiving. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Presents Coast to Coast AM. Now, here's your guest host, Connie Willis.
It's the Doobie Brothers on Coast to Coast AM. Connie Willis here. Wow, I remember when I was little, we could not say the Doobie Brothers. We thought we'd get in trouble. We thought Dad would get mad at us. Don't you say that word. What is their name? It's their name. I'm going to be in radio one day, and I'm going to have to say the name of the band, Well, don't say it now. Smack. No, but pretty much that was that was a bad word back then. It's so funny. Let me say it again. The Doobie Brothers. I was not allowed. I got to make up for it now. Anyway, hey, if those of you are out there listening, you're already having a good time and you're going, oh my gosh, I went out. I'm struggling to stay awake. This is a great show. It's amazing. What do I do? Well, hopefully you're a Coast Insider, because then you can just tune in tomorrow. So just let it go. It's fine. It's not a problem. Tune in tomorrow. However, if you're not a Coast Insider, that means that if you are like going, oh, I'm straining to stay awake, it's been a long week, that's fine. Just become a Ghost Insider. Coast Insider. Yeah, that ghost word does work with that, because we've used that several times. You can listen 24/7. You get the audio archives. You get ad-free downloads. You get all sorts of things. And also, don't forget, you get the Art Bell Vault as well. If you'd like to sign up and become a Coast Insider, only 15 cents a day, then go to our website and learn more at coasttocoastam.com.
Today, there are more identity threats than you realize. And even if you monitor your credit and bank statements, only a little personal information needs to leak out for identity thieves to make you their victim by taking over your investment accounts, opening new loans, committing other crimes in your name, and more, all while pretending to be you. It can be dangerously easy for identity thieves to use a little leak to put you underwater. That's why LifeLock alerts you to identity threats that you could easily miss on your own. And if your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. So you don't have to watch your identity go down the drain. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses. But everyone can save up to 25% off their first year at LifeLock.com with promo code George. That's promo code George for 25% off at LifeLock.com. LifeLock, identity theft protection starts here. The past few years have proven that unexpected events can strike at any time, and when they do, the food and daily nutrition you need isn't always there. That's why you need Nutrient Survival. These delicious chef-made recipes are packed with 6 times more nutrients than other emergency foods, and it's patented with virtually the same level of elite nutrition that's required for special op forces to help you stay strong, alert, and satisfied when you need it most. It's loaded with 40 essential nutrients and made from real ingredients right here in America. Try Nutrient Survival today. I have their emergency food kit, and it's worth every penny. And today, my listeners can save 15% off their entire order, plus get a free variety sampler with any purchase and free shipping inside the continental U.S. for orders over $200. Nutrient Survival is an American veteran-owned and operated company, which I fully support. Head to Nutrient Survival, use promo code NORI at checkout for this deal. NutrientSurvival.com, promo code NORI, and get prepared today.
Welcome back to Coast AM. I'm Connie Willis. Please join my show, or at least sign up for the newsletter at ConnieWillis.com. Yes, there's a very famous ConnieWillis.net. She's the author. She's cool. We'll have her on at one point. I can't wait. She is, some people say the female Stephen King, but other people say he, Stephen King, is the female Connie Willis. But that's not me. I'm the other. I'm the .com, and she's the .net. We get each other's emails and mails along the way. So ConnieWillis.com, sign up. All right, so our guest tonight, Scott Innes. Man, I tell you, living the dream, 25 voices with Hanna-Barbera. So, Scott, does it ever, do you ever... To me, what else was there besides Hanna-Barbera? What was the Looney Tunes, right? I guess would be the other?
Yeah, there's Looney Tunes, and I did a couple of...
Did you ever cross over? Yeah. Or could you not?
I mean, well, there's still, Warner Brothers now owns, Hanna-Barbera, and Looney Tunes are celebrating... in fact, the Looney Tunes are celebrating right now with these little... the pop figures, they've decorated Bugs Bunny and everybody up to be different characters in the Scooby-Doo realm to celebrate, I think it's 100 years, is it? 100 years of Looney Tunes, or what, 100 years of Warner Brothers? Yeah, 100 years of Warner Brothers. But,
wow.
Yeah, you crossover. I did a foghorn for him once for a cellular. I said, pay attention, boy. I said, you see that little house over there? It says D-O-G. That spells chicken. Go get them, boy. And Yeah, I grew up on Looney Tunes. You know, they call Looney Tunes, you know, Mel Blanc. Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, wow.
1,000 voices, one of the greatest of all time. And I had the honor of becoming friends with Mel. And he was one of my heroes. But he did all of them. You know, he did Porky Pig, Sylvester Stallone. He probably did that, too.
He did Sylvester Stallone. Wow.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
Sylvester does a good Mel as well.
Exactly. But, you know, Sylvester, the cat, and Tweety Bird, and all of them, and Bugs. What's up, Doc? This is Bugs, you know. I'm happy to do him anytime anybody asks. So, you know, he did them all, and he was great. And so he was a big influence in me in doing voices. You know, when I was a kid, I was more into who was doing the voices, you know, more so than that the characters were real on cartoons. I was like, I wonder who's doing that voice. So, you know, that's what got me into this thing. Dawes Butler did, you know, Yogi Bear, and
hey, you know what? When I was doing radio, you know, when you do radio trivia, you always have some sort of trivia going on when you do radio stuff, right? And one of my big questions was, who was Shaggy? And at the time, the only answer at the time for me was Casey Kasem, right?
Yeah, Casey did Shaggy. In fact, how I learned to do Shaggy's voice is I was working at KLID in Poplar Bluff, Missouri, which, by the way, I've got to throw a shout-out to KWOC in Poplar Bluff because they air Coast to Coast, and they're got friends back in Missouri and Poplar Bluff listening tonight. Also, if you don't mind, Connie, I got to shamelessly give this a plug. WJBO here at Baton Rouge. Got listeners, and my buddy Jeff Johnson at 97.5 in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Now, you see, if Casey Kasem were doing that, he would have said this. I'm Casey Kasem. Right now, you're listening to Coast on KWOC in Poplar Bluff, WJBO in Baton Rouge, and 97.5 in Green Bay, Wisconsin with Jeff Johnson. Now, on with the countdown. So, I ran American Top 40 for years.
I did, too, on with a freaking album, dude, right?
Yeah,
on an album.
Yeah. Queuing those things up and everything. And somebody had told me one. They said, "Did you know that Casey Kasem did Shaggy?" And I said, "I didn't know that, but it makes sense now." So how I perfected it was I was doing Shaggy's voice. Now this was as a young kid in my teens, and I just couldn't quite get the Shaggy part. It was like right there. So I said, "Well, wait a minute, I'm doing this all wrong. First of all, let me do Shaggy, Casey Kasem's voice." And now let's kick it up just a little higher, and we found Shaggy.
Yes.
That's how I perfected the Shaggy voice. But
yes, that's it.
But
and that's my question with you, Scott. Is okay. Here you are, a little kid. You like doing. Does it originally start with just watching cartoons and wanting to repeat it, or did you just have friends and family around too, and you just kind of made fun of their voices too?
I listened to the voices and just started mimic them. You know, I would like.
Man,
a lot of
talent.
A lot of impersonators would tell you this, like how I perfected Popeye. I was watching another guy impersonate Popeye, and I was listening to the way he did it, and the way he moved his jaws and everything, and blow me down. I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. and that's how I learned to do that voice. And then I've done that for quite a few things, for King Features and all that.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, and King Features, out of New York City, they've done Betty Boop and a lot of those. But a lot of people don't know this. I forget her name, and I should know her name. But on Christmas Vacation with Chevy Chase, is it Aunt Edna or what? The old lady that comes over and she's like, Grace died 30 years ago, and she's like,
yes,
the little old lady, that came in and she brought the jelly,
the cat, wrapped up in a box. Yeah,
she was the original voice of Betty Boop, and you can hear her when she's talking. I forget her name now, but I'm so enthralled in the people that have brought to life characters over the years that we don't know.
Hey, one of the... Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say Don Messick, was the original voice of Scooby-Doo and was a dear friend of mine through years. And in my radio career, every time I would move to a different radio station, he would always be my inaugural interview. And June Foray, who did Rocky the Flying Squirrel, and then Dawes Butler and Mel Blanc. And they were just really, really, really great people, you know, who loved to do the voices for people. And people ask me all the time, do you ever get tired of doing the voices? And the answer is no. I mean, I don't care where I got to do them, and I do them at any time. I have never turned a kid down no matter where I have ever been, whether it's at a funeral or whatever, because Don Messick never turned. He told me that. He says, don't ever turn down someone for those voices, because it's because of them that they became popular, because they fell in love with the voice. And you should always want to do that. And I do that. I know some artists that when I go to these Comic-Cons, I listen to them and I watch them. And some people are rude, you know, and I'm like, wow, not me. I can't do that, you know.
No, I'm glad to hear that, because, yeah, there's people, I mean, I can even name some golfers or sports people and things, and I understand how maybe they get bombarded, but they got to know that when they're out in the public, hey, if it weren't for them, you know, the fans, forget it.
Yeah.
And you absolutely got to do that. And one of the things you and I have in common is being at country radio music stations. And one of the great things about country music radio is the artists that come on or that are out there during the times, you know, you're on the air as well. They care about the radio stations.
Yes.
The big stars, the country music stars, man, they'll come to your show and bring their guitar, but you don't get that in the other formats. No. And that's a wonderful, and that's why, because they talk about the fans.
And you know, Connie, that's why country music is on fire in the world, because
always
they're real people. And I love country music. I'm currently on Classic Hits 103.3 in Baton Rouge, and I love those people. And that's kind of where I started my career, was in pop, and I'm kind of back there now. But I write country songs, as you well know, and